That is an amazing marketing machine that Apple has created, is it not? The iPhone went on sale this morning throughout the world. Good morning, I'm Rolf Winkler. Welcome to the News Hub. And we have people at Apple stores in Hong Kong, in New York. We also have people standing by here to talk about this release. And we want to go first to Jiro Osawa in Hong Kong. Jiro, good morning. First of all, I want to ask you, you're in Hong Kong, and the iPhone is actually still relatively new for the Chinese market, is it not? I mean, talk about this release as opposed to previous iPhone releases.
Right. Actually, I'm new to Hong Kong. I recently moved to Hong Kong from Japan. But Hong Kong is a fairly big market for the iPhone. And today I went to Hong Kong's Apple store, and there was more than 100 people lined up outside the store. And but compared to Japan, I found the overall atmosphere a bit more subdued. And part of the reason was that the store didn't make the phones available to people who just showed up. So they're all the people who already made reservations. And so I found the people mostly who were there were, big Apple fans. There are a lot of them in Hong Kong. And so most of them using, iPhone 4s and all the other Apple products.
Let's move over to Dipti Kapadia, who's in London. Dipti, you were telling us about the Apple Store employees were really providing a little refreshment to everyone standing in line.
Yeah, well, from some of the video, you could see there's long lines wrapped around the Covent Garden store where I was at, and I get there at about 6:45, and there's Apple employees handing out water bottles, and I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. They were just giving them out. They said I asked them how many they ordered. They said they ordered a whole pallet of them, and then later I spoke to another employee, and I'm like, this water stuff, what's happening with it? He's like, oh, forget the water. The people at the front of the line, we get them Starbucks. They're custom-made Starbucks. So I thought that was pretty cool as well. So they're kind of providing customer service even while people are waiting in the lines. So that was something different I saw.
Simon Constable, I want to jump over to you at Apple's flagship store on 59th Street in New York City. Tell us, I mean, how long is that line? How many people are there this year?
It's a long line. It's a very long line, but it's very fast moving. And what is notable about this is how orderly it is. I mean, we saw one young lady trying to jump the queue, and she managed to get partway along, and then she got ejected. But it's all very orderly and very, very fast moving. People are coming through and getting through in maybe about 15 minutes, which is really quite staggering. I estimate there's a few hundred people in line, but you get through really, really quickly.
Okay, and now some of the people there were actually waiting as long as 5 days. I had one question. The Maps issue, of course. We have a front page story today about Apple replacing the Maps in iOS 6, Google Maps, with its own, and it not being nearly as good. Has that had any impact on what people think of the device?
Apparently not. And I talked to some people about that, and they don't really care. They want an iPhone. They want to be here for the atmosphere. One guy we talked to said it was like Woodstock. It was a Woodstock atmosphere, and that's what he wanted to do.
Okay, and of course, we're going to be having the unboxing videos, I'm sure, later this morning as people take video of opening up their iPhones. Jiro, I want to ask you about now. China Mobile is very important for Apple sales. Do we have any sense for how soon this phone could come to China Mobile officially?
Well, that we have to see. We don't really have a clear sense of when. And usually, China's been getting Apple products considerably later than other Western markets. And actually, I saw what I found interesting about Hong Kong is. Hong Kong is sort of serving as some other markets in Asia where it's hard to get hold of the iPhone, and people are coming here to grab iPhones because Hong Kong's iPhones, you can just insert a SIM card and use it in other markets. So I saw, for example, people from Vietnam lined up in front of the Hong Kong store to get the iPhone before it comes to Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you for joining us, all of you, this morning. And of course, there's some video, Tokyo, Japan.